From the outside, you look exactly like the kind of leader everybody admires. The title is solid, the numbers are strong, the track record is undeniable. But behind closed doors, it's a little different. You're waking up at 3 a.m., replaying decisions in your head. You're scanning every interaction for risks, politics, and fallout. You're holding everything together so well that no one actually sees how much it's costing you. And the irony, you've never been more successful on paper and never felt this internally stretched. If any of that feels uncomfortably familiar, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Pietro Pazzi. For 3 decades, I've lived in the corporate trenches as a managing director, global head of excellence, and Lean Six Sigma master black belt. I know what it means to lead under relentless pressure. Today, I coach senior executives to build leadership that actually holds under pressure without burning themselves out in the process. If you're a senior leader today, you probably look successful from the outside. But if we're honest, you might also recognize some of this. You're doubting good decisions because the data and complexity are overwhelming. You're avoiding certain conversations because every interaction feels politically loaded. You're sacrificing your well-being to keep the machine running. And the burnout is quiet but real. You're not broken. You're just trying to solve non-linear human complex problems with linear tools. More analysis, more effort, more control. That's the trap I see so many brilliant executives fall into. Most leaders respond to this by trying to add more skills, more frameworks, more tactics. But the real gap isn't in your skills. The real gap is in your inner operating system, your beliefs, your patterns, and those inner conflicts that drive how you show up when things get tough. You don't need another 10 steps to lead better checklist. You need a way to upgrade the person who is using all those strategies. And that's where depth work comes in. Allow me a moment to tell you why I do this work. I do this work because I know the cost of success without inner alignment. I spent decades as an executive achieving, performing, leading, and fragmenting myself in the process. I became the role and lost the person. The external wins felt hollow because I was disconnected from my inner truth. When I rediscovered psychosynthesis, things shifted back in place again. I integrated the scattered parts of myself. I learned to lead from wholeness, not fragmentation. I found meaning in the work, not just the achievements. Now, I see senior leaders everywhere repeating my pattern. Brilliant, successful, and internally completely exhausted. They're hitting ceilings that tactics can't break through. They're navigating complexities that overwhelm their current capacity. They're achieving everything and feeling nothing. I do this work because transformation is possible. Because leaders who do the inner work become exponentially more effective, more authentic, and more alive. Because integrating the person with the professional creates the sustainable impact. I do this work because the world needs whole leaders, not fragmented performers. And I do this because when a leader transforms from the inside out, everything they touch is transformed too. For me, this is sacred work, and I'm honored to do it. So, what does this look like in practice? When I work with a senior leader, we're not just talking about your calendar or your KPIs. We explore things like the parts of you that are in conflict, the achiever, the perfectionist, the visionary, the exhausted human who wants to slow down. We also look at the stories and beliefs that quietly drive your decisions, especially under stress, and the way you relate to power, authority, and responsibility. Using psychosynthesis, we work with these inner parts instead of allowing them to run us. And we shift the patterns and mental models that keep you looping in the same behaviors. The result isn't just better performance. It's more clarity, more presence, and a leadership style that feels aligned with who you actually are. Your team feels it, your board feels it, and you feel it most of all. This work, though, is not for everyone. It's not for leaders who just want a few tips and tricks or a motivational pep talk before the next quarter. It's for you if you're really serious. It's for you if you're already successful and you sense that the way you've been operating is no longer sustainable. You feel the personal cost of your role and you're unwilling to sacrifice your health, your relationships, or your integrity to keep winning. You're curious about doing the inner work, not just for polishing the outer image. I work with a small number of executives at any given time, often one-to-one or virtually. I typically do it in English. I operate out of Munich, but I have clients across the entire world. Let's do a little experiment together. Let me ask you something. What's the price you're paying for your success right now? Take a moment, think about that. Pause the video if you need to. And if we were having this conversation 3 years from now, looking back, what would need to have happened for you to feel this was an extraordinary period, not just for your career, but for you as a human being? Again, think about that for a moment. Pause the video if you need to. The gap between where you are and what you just described, that's the territory I work in. Not with tactics, but with transformation. If what I'm describing resonates with you, if you recognize yourself in this, here's the next step. I offer a 30-minute exploratory chat, and if there's a fit from both sides, it's followed by a deep dive session of up to 90 minutes where you can experience this kind of work directly. No generic coaching, no slide decks, just you, me, and a focused exploration of what's really going on beneath the surface of your leadership. If by the end of that conversation you feel it's powerful, we can talk about how a longer-term relationship or partnership might look. If not, you'll still leave with meaningful insights you can use immediately. You'll find the link to my website where you can find out more about my approach in the description below. I'll also add the link where you can book an exploratory chat. Leadership today demands more than sharper tools. It demands a deeper, more integrated you. If you're ready to upgrade not just your strategies, but your inner operating system, as a leader, I'll be honored to walk beside you. Thank you for watching. And if this spoke to you, reach out. The conversation starts here.